Mark, grass is your passion, for want of a better phrase, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah. We take a lot of pride in the surface we produce here at Aintree. Firstly, it's the biggest horse race in the world. And secondly, we need to provide that consistent, safe ground for the runners and the riders every year.
So the horses need to be confident that when they're putting a hoof down on the ground, that ground's going to be consistent and fair and safe all the way around, essentially.
Indeed, yeah, and it's our job to get that correct. 2.5 miles all the way around this place. Our number one aim is to get a 100% perennial ryegrass coverage. Got quite a nice thick leaf, the rear of it's quite shiny and the front rather dull. We use it in horse racing mainly because it's very hard wearing, it's got great disease resistance, they colonise hoof prints so the repair's excellent, and then they bind the soil together so when the horses put the feet in the ground they've got a good solid footing underneath.
There's no use watering the course unless you prepare the ground properly first. And Mark, you need machinery like this in order for there to be any point to water in the first place.
Exactly, yeah. This is a fantastic piece of machinery. This is called the vertidrain machine. For any of you that have taken a garden fork into your back garden, put it in the ground and pulled it backwards, this is a bigger version of that. Primarily it works to decompact the soil, which obviously makes the going safer and more consistent for the animals.
It's a beast, this thing, isn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic. And as the tines go in the ground, they flick backwards as you would pull on your fork in your back garden. Only these do it at a ferocious rate of speed.
It's unlikely to happen, I grant you, but even if I put a pair of trainers on and went for a run out there, it would be much more forgiving on my joints and limbs if I was to run on a surface that had been vertidrained than if I was to run on it as is, if you like,
Correct,
as nature
yeah.
intended it.
Correct, yeah.
Well, here at Aintree, more than anywhere else, there is a premium on producing the safest ground possible for the horses. And to do that nowadays, in this era, we need a state-of-the-art watering system, Mark. And a state-of-the-art watering system is what you have here now.
It certainly, isn't it? Yeah. We've seen how we like to fluff the soil up to decompact it. And once we've fluffed it up, the next best way to make the ground safer and slower is to put it in solution. And the best way to put it in solution is to wet it. And here we've got a rainbird irrigation system, and every 30 metres around the Grand National course you'll find one of these which fires the water out from our water supply deep underground. If you imagine it, on takeoff you want a slightly firmer surface, so in theory you can put less water on the takeoff, and on the landing where you want a softer surface you can put more water on. So what does that mean? We know exactly where each pop-up is, we know the arc, and because of that we can then set the run time to get the correct amount of water.
So what you're doing with the system, you're enabling horses to have more spring to be able to take off, make it easier for them to take off, and a nicer landing. Correct. For them, yeah? And so just show me how this one would work manually here. It's pretty easy, I guess. And the point is that there's hundreds of these devices all the way around this huge racecourse here at Aintree, so it's not as though you're going to go around, Mark, with your tool and whip out all the covers and set them off individually, otherwise the whole thing would be a shambles. You need a way of getting it all on at the same time, so how do you do that?
Certainly do. Well, thankfully my phone can talk to the computer that's in the office, and we can operate the various programs that we have written for the course anywhere in the world.
And you might have got the message by now, they don't just throw it together here at Aintree. In order to prepare this surface, it's all about a number of complex bits of machinery that all go together to produce the fairest, safest surface with the best integrity in the soil. Mark, if you're into mowers, this'll excite you. I'm not massively into mowers, but this is quite an impressive piece of machinery, and this is what you use to just give the grass that lovely finish.
Yeah, these things are fantastic. This is a John Deere 1600 wide area mower. 11 foot cutting width, and we're currently cutting at 4 inches in height.
So how long does it take to mow the whole course with one of these?
Crikey. Well, we actually operate 2 of these things. To cut all 3 courses, Chase, Hurdle, National course, you're looking at about 2 days.
What sort of length of blade do you go for here? A blade of grass, I mean, and why is length of grass important for the horses?
Well, the length of grass is very important for the horses for 2 reasons. 1, it creates a cushion, and 2, the longer the grass on the top, the longer the root below, and the root is what's holding all of that soil together as well.